Number 8. 3D printing. 3D printing is a way to make solid objects with 3 dimensions from a digital file. With 3D printing, you can make complicated shapes with less material.
Do you own your home in New York, but still rent your electricity? If you pay more than $50
than traditional methods. In its early stages, 3D printing was only good for making prototypes and one-offs. Now, however, it's quickly becoming a production technology. Most of the demand for 3D printing right now comes from the business world. Acumen Research and Consulting thinks that by 2026, the global market for 3D printing will be worth a whopping $41 billion. 3D printing has already been used by car companies for a long time. Automakers are printing spare parts, tools, jigs, fixtures, and even parts that'll be used in the final product. 3D printing has made it possible to make things on demand, which has led to less stock and shorter design and production cycles. So this is one tech that looks to change the way we make things forever. Who knows what the future might hold? One day you might be able to just print your own car at home. Number 7. Blockchain. Blockchain is a system for recording information in such a way that it makes it hard or even impossible to change, hack, or cheat the system. A blockchain is a network of computers that share a digital ledger of transactions. This ledger is copied and sent to all of the computers on the network. Each block in the chain has a number of transactions in it, and when a new transaction happens on the blockchain, a recording of it is added to the ledger of every participant. This means that if just one block in a chain was changed, it'd be clear right away that it had been changed. If hackers wanted to mess up a blockchain system, they'd have to change every block in every copy of the chain, which is basically impossible. Trust is the main problem with digital currency. How can we be sure that if someone makes a new currency called the X dollar, they won't give themselves a million X dollars or steal your millions of X dollars? Bitcoin was made as a solution to this type of problem by using a special kind of database called a blockchain. Most normal databases have a person in charge who can change the entries, but blockchain is different because no one's in charge, it's run by the people who use it. What's more, Bitcoins can't be faked, hacked, or double spent, so people that own this money can trust that it does have some value. Until the market crashes completely again and it ends up with no value. Where are my Dogecoins, by the way? I'm just kidding, I didn't buy any Dogecoins, I knew better. Number 6. Using sound waves to fight wildfires. Wildfires in places like California and Australia are killing people and putting humanity and the planet at risk. In the midst of growing destruction, technology is offering a solution that was once thought to be impossible, using sound waves to put out forest fires. The acoustic extinguisher works by using sound waves, which are a type of pressure wave, to push oxygen away from the source of a flame and spread it over a larger area. These things break the fire combustion triangle, which is made up of heat, fuel, and oxygen. These are the 3 things that a fire needs to burn. So the acoustic fire extinguisher doesn't use water or chemicals to put out fires. Instead, it just uses a low-frequency base to do the job. In 2008, the U.S. Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency tried to use acoustic technology to fight fires, but they didn't work. But a pair of inventors called Robertson and Tran didn't let the fact that they'd failed before, or that their classmates and teachers were skeptical, stop them from solving the problem. They did this by adding vortex rings, which move particles in circles around a central core, and allow sound waves to travel further without losing mass or kinetic energy. Sensors in RSAC's system can find a heat bloom and then send out spikes at a certain frequency that can be used to track the flow of a fire. Then drones can be sent to keep an eye on the fire from above, and sound wave fire extinguishers can be aimed at the right direction along property lines to create an acoustic fire barrier. Pretty cool! Number 5. Quantum computing. Quantum computing is a branch of computer science that uses the ideas of quantum theory. Quantum theory describes how energy and matter behave at the atomic and subatomic levels. Electrons and protons, which are subatomic particles, are used in quantum computing. Quantum bits, or qubits, allow these particles to be in both 1 and 0 states at the same time. Theoretically, qubits that are linked can exploit the interference between their wave-like quantum states to perform calculations that might otherwise take millions of years. Classical computers use a stream of electrical pulses, known simply as 1 and 0, in a binary way to store information in bits. Compared to quantum computing, this limits how much they can do. Quantum computing can sort through a huge number of possible outcomes and find possible answers to complex problems and challenges. Qubits are are used to store information in quantum computers, while bits are used in traditional computers. Qubits store information in a quantum state that uses 0 and 1 in a way that works in more than one dimension. Some of the biggest companies in the world are interested in it because it's got so much computing power and it's expected to have a huge market impact. Quantum computing could make a big difference in security, finance, military affairs and intelligence, drug design and discovery, aerospace design, utilities like nuclear fusion, polymer design, machine learning, artificial intelligence, big data search, and digital manufacturing. That's a whole lot of words to say this could change everything. Number 4. Self-driving cars. An autonomous car is a vehicle that can sense its surroundings and drive itself without any help from a human. A human passenger isn't required to take control of the vehicle at any time, nor is a human passenger required to be in the vehicle at all. A self-driving car can go anywhere a regular car can go and do everything that a skilled human driver could do. Autonomous cars use sensors in different parts of the car to make up a map of their surroundings and keep it up to date. Radar sensors keep track of where nearby vehicles are. Video cameras can pick up on traffic lights, read road signs, keep an eye on other cars, and even look for people that are walking. Light detection and ranging sensors bounce pulses of light off the car's surroundings to measure distances, find the edges of the road, and figure out where the lanes are. When parking, ultrasonic sensors in the wheels can find curbs and other cars. Then, sophisticated software takes all of this information, plots a path, and tells the car's actuators how to speed up, slow down, turn, and steer. The software can follow traffic rules and avoid obstacles with the help of hard-coded rules, algorithms for avoiding obstacles, predictive modeling, and object recognition. Meaning you can kick back and relax and let the car do all the driving. If you're trying to decide if you want to use an autonomous car, I definitely don't recommend Googling Tesla autopilot accidents. Don't do it. Number 3. Virtual reality and augmented reality. Augmented reality and virtual reality are technologies that add to or replace the real world with a computer-generated one. Augmented reality, aka AR, adds digital elements to your view of the real world. This is usually done with a camera on a smartphone. Virtual reality, or VR, is an experience that completely immerses you in a simulated version of the real world. In AR, a virtual world is made to coexist with the real one. The goal is to make the virtual world informative and add information about the real world that a user can access without having to search for it. For example, when a phone is pointed at a piece of broken equipment, industrial AR apps could show how to fix it the right way. Virtual reality is a full simulation of the environment that replaces the user's world with a completely fake one. Since these virtual worlds are all made up, they're often made to be bigger than real life. For example, a VR user could box in a virtual ring with a cartoon version of Mike Tyson. Both virtual reality and augmented reality are meant to give the user a simulated environment, but each is different and can be used in very different ways. Augmented reality isn't just used for entertainment anymore. Businesses are taking advantage of it more and more because it can add useful information to real-world scenarios. Number 2. Gene therapy. Gene therapy is a way to treat or prevent disease by fixing the genetic problem at the root of the problem. Gene therapy is a way for doctors to treat diseases without using drugs or surgery. Instead, they just change a person's genes. The first method of gene therapy, which is sometimes called gene transfer or gene addition, was made to add a new gene to cells to help fight a disease, or to add a normal copy of a gene to replace the one that was changed and causing the disease. Some diseases, like a condition related to the eye, is called Leber congenital amaurosis, and a problem with the muscles called spinal muscular atrophy are now being treated with gene therapies. Research is being done on a lot more gene therapies to make sure that they're safe and effective. Genome editing is another promising technique that doctors are looking into and hope to soon use to treat diseases. And this could be a major game changer in modern health. Number 1. Cultured meat. Cultivated meat, which is also called cultured meat, is a real animal meat like seafood and organ meats, and it's made by directly cultivating animal cells. With this method, there's no need to raise and farm animals to make food. Cultivated meat is made of the same kinds of cells that are arranged in the same or a very similar way in animal tissues. All of that means that it tastes and has the same nutritional value as regular meat, but it never had to be a part of any living animal. In 2013, Mark Post, a Dutch scientist, showed the world the first burger made from meat grown in a lab. Within 2 years, the first 4 companies that cultivated meat were launched. Since then, the industry has grown to include more than 60 companies on 6 continents, with more than $450 million invested in them. Each of these companies wants to make cultivated meat products. The Singapore Food Agency gave the green light for the world's first meat product grown in a lab to go on sale in December of 2020. Shortly after that, the approved cultivated chicken nugget made by Eat Just in California was sold commercially for the very first time. Do you want to try a lab-grown chicken nugget, or do you prefer your nuggets from a real chicken? So, do you think these new technologies will improve our world, or turn it into some kind of tech nightmare? To be honest, whether the world gets full of tech bros or Terminators, it's about the same for me. Let us know in the comments below. Also, check out our other cool stuff showing up on screen right now.